Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Hire Her. I'm part of a small hiring team at my workplace, and I take the job very seriously. A while back we were filling a key position. Someone sharp, reliable, organized. Basically someone who could handle pressure without falling apart. After weeks of interviews we had a solid shortlist. Then, out of nowhere, my department supervisor pulls me aside. He tells me, flat out, I want you to hire her. Not the top candidate, not the second best. Her. Why? Well, rumors started flying around the office. Turns out she was his almost girlfriend. Someone he had a thing for. He wanted to impress her. He said, just make it work. If it goes wrong, I'll take the heat. I pushed back, showed him the scores. She was near the bottom of the ranking. She'd shown up late to her interview, gave vague answers, couldn't explain basic industry terms. Still, he insisted. Direct order. So I followed it. I hired her, gave her extra support, even offered additional onboarding to help her catch up. But within weeks, it all fell apart. She accidentally emailed a confidential client file to the wrong company. Then she approved a purchase order that was 10 times over budget, because she didn't bother to read the numbers. We lost one major client from that email slip. Another scaled back due to the delays she caused. It was disaster after disaster. Upper management started asking questions. My supervisor tried to deflect blame. Played the I didn't know card. But I had prepared for this. Every directive, every instruction, documented. HR had the full paper trail. My supervisor was reassigned within the quarter. And the almost girlfriend? She quietly disappeared soon after. The next story is called Go Apply. I worked at this company for a few years. The pay? Not great. Every year we got the same 2 to 3% raise. Just enough to not keep up with inflation. But I was still studying on the side, so I had an agreement with my boss. Once I graduated, I'd get a promotion. Fast forward to September. I graduate. Time to cash in on that promotion. I'd done my homework. Looked up union salary statistics. Based on those numbers, the median raise for my new role should be about 18%. I wasn't expecting the full 18%. They'd just laid off 15% of staff in July, and I knew they were cheap. But I had unique skills. I survived the cuts, and I had leverage. So I go in, show my boss the stats, ask for the median. His response? Laughs, scoffs, then launches into a string of incredible excuses. You're a rich bro. No. I'm barely keeping up with rent. If I give you more, you'll just spend more. Since when is that your concern? Nobody at that level makes that much here. First coworker I ask makes exactly what I asked for. Then he brings up that I didn't reply to an email for 3 days, when I was literally off-site running a training course. And finally, my personal favorite. If you think others pay better, go apply somewhere else. He delays and drags things out until December. Eventually offers me an 11% raise, but with a catch. No raise next year like everyone else. I just smiled and said, deal, because by then I'd already been interviewing at other companies. And in January I land an offer from the top company in our field. 35% raise, full benefits, career launchpad. I tell my boss I'm leaving. Suddenly the panic sets in. Now they need me. Now my work is so important. But of course they can't match the offer, because not even top management makes that much. So I say, I understand. It's not fair that I'd earned more than everyone else. Just do your best. 30 minutes later, he's back. Magically, they found room in the budget for a 30% raise. Too late. That was just the leverage I needed to negotiate an even better package with my new employer. Because honestly, I'd already made my decision months ago. Turns out, go apply somewhere else was actually the best career advice I ever gotten from him. The third story is called Same Penalty. I've always been the kind of person who hates being late. Like, I show up 30 minutes early, just to avoid the stress. So when I started this job with a 30-minute highway commute, I gave myself a full hour. Enough time to grab a coffee, listen to music, and chill before work. One morning, there's a huge traffic jam. Despite all my buffer time, I end up walking in 6 minutes late, coffee in hand. My supervisor sees me and decides this is his moment. Loudly in front of everyone, he says, "Hey everyone, look, his coffee is more important than showing up on time for his coworkers." I try to explain. I always leave early. I got the coffee before the jam even started. Doesn't matter. He writes me up. Now, here's the fun part. Company policy says anything less than 5 minutes late is fine. But 5 minutes or more? Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes and 1 second or 5 hours. Same write-up. Supervisors have the option to let it slide if it's rare. I'm always early, but my supervisor? Nope. No grace. A few weeks later, I hit another traffic delay. This time I'm looking at being 15 minutes late. So I think, well, I'm getting written up anyway. So I pull off the highway, find a cozy little diner, enjoy a slow, delicious 2-hour breakfast. Bacon, eggs, the works. Showed up to work 2.5 hours late. Got the exact same write-up I would have gotten for being 15 minutes late. But I was full and relaxed. Totally worth it. From then on, anytime I hit a delay that would make me just barely late, instead of rushing in and getting penalized, I take my time, enjoy a calm breakfast, and show up when I felt ready. Still 99% early, but when I wasn't, I made the most of it. The last story is called Save Hours. About 8 years ago, I worked for the big green retail store in the UK. Let's just say the company was circling the drain. Sales were down, hiring freeze, morale even lower. They'd moved me to night shifts to fix things. And on my very first night, 10 PM sharp, I walk in, only to get ambushed by my line manager. Now, this guy and I, let's just say we did not get along. He storms over and says, "You need to cut hours tonight. Pick someone, I don't care who. Send them home." Okay, technically doable, but it felt incredibly unfair to make one person lose their entire shift. So I pulled in my 3 night team colleagues, my little squad. I explained what was happening. Then I said, "How about this? We each leave 2 hours early. That saves the same 8 hours total. No one loses a full shift and we still get the work done." Everyone agreed. So we powered through, finished early and walked out at 6 AM. Mission accomplished. Next evening, the store manager calls me into the office. He's not happy. The morning crew showed up to find the night team completely gone and had to move the morning delivery into the chillers themselves. He asked what happened, so I told him. I walked him through the logic, how we split the hours fairly, got our tasks done and saved what they asked. Turns out, the night shift wasn't supposed to be part of the hour cuts. My line manager, he was pulling a stunt, trying to cut our hours to cover his own shift's budget, and set me up to fail by leaving tasks unfinished. But we didn't fail. We crushed our workload, and by leaving early as a whole team, we accidentally exposed the entire scheme. We got apologies. The line manager, he got in trouble. Sometimes doing the fair thing makes more noise than you'd think. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.